You guys, we are back with another TBR prompt video. I have not filmed one of these since I think October. I have a full TBR cart now. I'm ready to go. I have my TBR jar prompt right here. I have refreshed these from whatever the ones I picked last year. I put them back in here and mixed them all up a little bit. Last year, I was picking 6 books when I did TBR videos. On average, I was reading about 10 books a month. This year, I only made it a goal to read 6 books a month, but I think I'm still gonna pick 6 just to see how it goes. Because obviously, if I pick like 4 and that's it, this video would not be as fun. Maybe I'll change it up in the future months, but that is our goal. All right, let me get in here, mix these up a little better than I did last time. We're gonna dive deep. Prompt number 1 is going to be this one right here. And this one doesn't look like it's been opened before, so I don't think this is one we have gotten. This is a book that was translated to English. I'll just hold it up so you guys can see. So you know I'm not lying. Maybe if I can actually do it. Translated to English. I actually don't know if I have any books on here that was translated to English. Let me check. Literally, first book that I looked at is actually a translated book from German. And this one, I've had on my TBR for a while, and it is going to be the start of a new series, which is not necessarily the best thing for me. But this is The Petrified Flesh by Cornelia Funk. This is in the Reckless series. I believe there's 4 books. This is a young adult fantasy, and it is translated from German. I think I said that, but my mind forgets everything in 2 seconds. So it's really cool. It has like illustrations in here. It says it's illustrated by the author. I want to say I remember somebody, maybe when I first bought this book, because I know I had this in a book haul a while ago, but somebody wanted me to read this. They said it was good and they were recommending it to me. I'm finally getting to it now. I don't remember who that person was, but this says, Jacob has uncovered the doorway to another world, hidden behind a mirror. It is a place of dark magic and enchanted objects, scheming dwarves and fearsome ogres, fairies born from water and men born from stone. Here he hunts for treasures and seeks adventures in the company of Fox, a beautiful shape-shifting girl who guides and guards him. But now Jacob's younger brother has followed him into the mirrored world, and a deadly curse has been spoken, and Jacob must risk his life to reverse it before his brother is turned to stone forever. I normally don't find myself liking a lot of like fae aspects or those types of creatures like ogres and dwarves and fairies and whatnot. So hopefully I still like this, but I don't know. I'm more of a dragon or war type fantasy person. I can't believe the first book that I looked at on this cart was a translated book to English. It's pretty lucky. So this is going to be book number 1. I don't know if I have anywhere to put these. I'm just going to put it over there. Prompt number 2. Digging deep again. Here we go. Prompt number 2 has a purple cover. You can do it. Has a purple cover. Okay, well, from looking at this right on, I think we only have one, and it's gonna be this one over here, which these are just the spines. There could be a purple cover, and I just don't know about it. First one is Water Moon. This is more of like a purpley blue type color. I think this is probably gonna be the closest we're gonna get. I also have True Colors by Kristen Hanna. I mean, the top is purple, the rest of it is red, so this could be an option. And let's see, I think this one's blue. No purple, no purple, no purple. The Secret History has a purple back cover, if that could count. I really want to read this book. I could cheat and do this. I'm not going to. I feel like that's not enough. We're gonna put this one back. This one is just not giving me the purple vibe that I'm looking for though, and this one definitely is. So I think we're gonna go with Water Moon. This is, I don't know if this is a young adult fantasy or if it's an adult fantasy. This is about a pawn shop in Tokyo. Our main character has inherited this pawn shop. You can go in here and you don't pawn items, you pawn your regrets. But the only people that can find this pawn shop are the people who are lost in life. So it kind of just pops up when it is needed to this person. On the first day of our main character owning this pawn shop, she goes there and it's actually been ransacked, and one of the most like valuable items in there has gone missing, and then her father has also gone missing as well. So usually everybody in this pawn shop comes in there to get help for themselves, but there's actually someone that shows up that is willing to help the pawn shop and her instead of receiving help himself. So I think they go on this adventure to try to find her father and figure out what happened to the pawn shop. And I think there's a lot of whimsical things that happen along the way. It kind of reminds me of Studio Ghibli a little bit. Hopefully that is the case because I always love books that give me that feeling. I have high hopes for this one. I think I'm really gonna enjoy this one. Prompt number 3. I feel like this always moves so fast when I film these, but I just want to sit here forever and do this. Why do I have... This one is originally written in a different language. That's literally the same prompt. Why do I... Okay, we're not going to do that one. I don't know why I wrote both of those. Prompt number 3, the real prompt number 3, is going to be a book that I haven't heard anyone talk about. Do I have any of these books on here? None of those, none of those. I don't want to start another series. I was going to say I could do A Door in the Dark by Scott Rankin. This one is compared to Harry Potter a lot. This is a young adult fantasy series, but I don't know how close the series is to finishing. I'm gonna leave this out. This is gonna be an option because I haven't heard anybody talk about it before, but it does seem really, really interesting to me, and I think I'm gonna like it. I have so many series I'm in the middle of. I don't want to start them. I've heard people talk about those, obviously. We have a poetry book. I shouldn't even have this on my TBR, honestly. I need to read it and get it over with. I can do an Owlcrate book. I don't have the best experience with Owlcrate books, so that's why I always put them off. I think I have 3 left. I have this one of Jade and Dragons, and then the last Blood Carver, if you can see them down here. Quite honestly, I could pick any of these, but this one was the first Owlcrate book that I got, I believe. I haven't heard anybody talk about this. This is a duology. I would also technically be starting a series if I pick this one up, but it's gonna just come down to whether or not I want to continue the series of duology. Because like I said, I don't have the best experiences with Owlcrate books, which is so unfortunate. That's just always been the case with me for some reason. And I just feel like I need to get to the point where I'm reading the older books on my TBR and get through those before I read the newer ones. And this has been on my TBR longer than A Door in the Dark. I'm gonna go with This Dark Descent by Caitlin Josephson. It says the Russell family is famous throughout Enderlane as breeders of enchanted horses, but their prestige is no match for their rising debts. To save her family's ranch, Makira Russell is left with only one option. Enter the Illiner, a treacherous cross-country horse race known as much for its high body count as its enticing prize money. And then she has to recruit Ariel, who is a talented but unlicensed enchanter who creates golems in place of enchanted animals. And she also has to recruit Damien, who is a dashing young lord in the midst of a fierce succession battle. It definitely sounds like an interesting plot line, something I've never seen before. I used to ride horses when I was younger, so I'm always down for a horse book. We'll see. Moving on to prompt 4. We're halfway through. Do you have one? Okay. Prompt number 4 is going to be okay. A book you've been pushing off. That's fantastic. Love that. A book you have been pushing off. A lot of them. You know what? I don't even want to think about this one because if I think about it too much, I'm going to push off the book that I've been pushing off the most, and I can't do that anymore. I need to just go with the first one that I know for sure that I've been pushing off, and this is The Cabinet of Dr. Lang by Preston and Child. Those are their last names. These authors apparently write a lot of mystery novels. I think the character that this is focusing on in this one was maybe a side character in the other books, but this is like a 20 book long interconnected series. You don't have to read all the other ones to get to this one though. I picked this one up at one of my craft shows actually. So the vendor next to me does blind book boxes, and she gets sent a ton of books from publishers, I think she was saying. So she puts them in these boxes, and then there's little items in there or whatever. So of course I love books. I had to buy one of the boxes from her, and this one seemed the most interesting to me. I've had this on my TBR for I think almost 2 years now because I got it at one of my March shows. And I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before that. Oh yeah, it's called like the Pendergast series. And then there's a character called Constance. Constance and then Agent Pendergast are teaming up or something. So it says Constance has found a way back to the place of her origins, New York City in the late 1800s, although it means leaving the present forever. She sets off on a quest to prevent the events that led to the deaths of her sister and brother. But along the road to redemption, Manhattan's most infamous serial killer, Dr. Lang, lies in wait, ready to strike. And then it says, meanwhile, in contemporary New York, Pendergast feverishly searches for a way to reunite with Constance. But will he discover a way back to her before it's too late? So we're jumping time in this one? I didn't know that. That's interesting. So we're gonna go back to the late 1800s and then current day. I don't think I've read like a mystery sort of book where we're jumping different time frames. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna do it this month because I'm sick of looking at it on here. It's just been in the same spot for so long. I'm doing it. Moving on to prompt 5. We only have 2 left, which is so sad. It's okay. I only have to wait another month to film another one of these videos. This is, oh, this one's fun. So we have a random emoji generator. So this one, I'm gonna just pop in or search up a random emoji generator, and then whatever emoji comes up, we're gonna pick a book that matches that, I guess. I haven't done this yet. Maybe we'll get like a few emojis. We'll find out when I get there. Should we do 1 or 2? I feel like 3 could be too many. Let's do 2 and see what we get. Okay, I have 2 in here. We're gonna randomize. Okay, a phone call and a trumpet. I don't think any of that works. Does anybody play music in any of these books? How am I to know? We're gonna randomize again because I have no idea. A bird and a clock. Okay. Do I have a bird anywhere? Any birds? Hello? I think we're just gonna go with 1 emoji. That might be a little easier. Let me just go again. Sunglasses. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, one more time. One more time. Angry face. Okay, see, this is good because as soon as I got this, a book came to mind. All right, we're gonna go with the angry face emoji. I'm so excited for this one. Yellow Face by R. Kwong. Angry face, yellow face, but also the main character in this book is absolutely insufferable, I think, because our main character is stealing the work of her now dead friend. We have June and Athena. They're both authors. They were supposed to be like twin rising stars, but Athena has a lot more talent than June does. She's like a literary goddess and everybody loves her, and June hasn't really found her success with writing. Athena ends up dying in this accident, and then June is like, okay, she can steal Athena's work and then use it as her own. She is now finding all this success with Athena's work. It's not actually hers, but it gets worse. June is, I believe, June is a white woman, and then Athena is Asian. June is using an ethnic photo when she is stealing this work of art and using it as her own, and then she's changing her last name as well. So many things wrong with this, so that is why it's called Yellowface, and I think this is going to be just a crazy book. I'm so curious to see how much I hate June, but I love R.F. Kuang. This is the only book that I have left to read of hers until her new book comes out in August. This will tide me over until August, I think, and I'm so excited. I recently picked this up because I was waiting for the paperback to come out, so this works for me. This works for me, and I am so excited. At number 5, we have our very last prompt, which of course I want to keep going, but I can't have myself read too many books next month. Hopefully I can get to all these. I really want to. Last prompt is going to be, it just says a pretty cover. Thank you, me, for writing this. I don't know where this is gonna focus. All right, a pretty cover. Oh gosh, okay, I have like full force here. I can just go in. I do think all these covers are pretty. What book do I really want to read? That's what I'm gonna go for, and I know what I'm gonna pick. Okay, so I do have a lot of pretty covers here, I will admit. Her Radiant Curse, love this cover so much. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna pick this one, but I will show you more pretty covers because why not? Oh wait, I could have picked this one too. Pride and Prejudice. This one's a pretty cover. It's got some nice little peacock feathers on there. I was supposed to read this in the fall. I never did. And then we also have, of course, my other Owl Crate books. So this is The Last Blood Carver, and then I have Of Jade and Dragons. I do think these covers are absolutely gorgeous, but I am going to hold off on Owl Crate for a little longer since we already picked an Owl Crate book. Oh, they're stuck. What's going on? For this one, I am going to pick Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. This is the prequel book to the Six Crimson Cranes duology, which is my all-time, well, I don't know, honestly it could be. It's one of my favorite books duologies ever, and I have been waiting to read this one. I was actually waiting for this to come out in paperback because I had the other books in paperback, and it was supposed to be this cover, so I pre-ordered it, and then months later they changed the cover to like a more purpley one, and I do like that cover as well, but I just feel like it doesn't match the other two books as well as this one does. I then moved, and then my pre-order never showed up to this house. I ended up just picking up the hardcover instead because I do like this cover a lot more, and I'm like, you know what, it's fine if I have a hardcover. I don't need this one to match the other ones. I wasn't too picky about it anymore. Six Crimson Cranes is a story about this princess, and she has a stepmother that cursed her and her brothers, and her stepmother is made out to be this like mean person. She really doesn't get along with her. Of course, her stepmother has a backstory, and you learn a little more of that as you go through the duology. And then this one is her stepmother's story about the stepmother and then her sister. So I'm very curious to see what her story is and to get more of an in-depth look into her life and what her past was like, because when it came up in that duology, it was so interesting, and I just love this world so much and these characters. I'm so happy to get back into this. This is gonna make me so happy. This is gonna be book 6. Great ending to this, I think. I'm very happy. Now I just have my books chucked on my chair over here, so we're gonna do a little bit of a recap. I took a lot of books off the top shelf. Okay, dang. Well, I guess that's where my TBR jar can go. We'll put that back in there. Perfect. Alright, get out of here. Now this is the moment where I have to try to remember all the prompts that I picked, and I never do that. First book I know was translated to English or written in another language, which was the other prompt that we were getting. This is The Petrified Flesh by Cornelia Funk, book 1 in the Reckless series. I want these to go somewhere, but I don't have any places. Yes, I do. Next up we had a purple cover, so I'm picking Water Moon by, I am probably gonna butcher this name, but Samantha Soto Yambao. Another fantasy. Your girl loves fantasy. You're gonna get that a lot on this channel. Next was this book, which fit the prompts of, oh, a book I've never heard anybody talk about. So this is This Dark Descent by Caitlin Josephson. This is my Owl Crate edition. Another fantasy. Who would have thunk? And then we have a book I've been pushing off. Honestly, I'm thankful that I got this prompt. This is going to be The Cabinet of Dr. Lang by Preston and Child. And honestly, now that I've read the synopsis of this, I'm very intrigued by this. Next, we had the emoji generator, which we got the little angry face emoji. And this is going to be Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Cannot wait. I'm so excited for this one. This one might be one of my first reads in March, hopefully. Lastly, we have a pretty cover, which was kind of a boring prompt, but it works out for me. So this is Her Radiant Curse by Elizabeth Lim. This is going to be our 6 books that we will hopefully get to in the month of March. If you guys want to see any of these in any videos, let me know. Or if you guys want to see any like challenge videos where I can add these books in there, I can do that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video, whatever that may be. If you want to subscribe and see all my videos, feel free to do that. Let me know what book you're most excited to read in March. I hope you have a great day or great night wherever you are, and I will see you later. Bye. I feel like a windshield wiper.